Brad.
No. I didn't even ask a question.
Oh, I thought that was the question. Brad or Ben?
Gwyneth Paltrow reveals who's better in bed, Brad Pitt versus Ben Affleck. When Gwyneth Paltrow appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast recently, she took a trip down memory lane with two of the most sought-after men in cinema, Brad Pitt and Ben Affleck. Her former flames were grilled on the podcast by Alex Cooper, who noted the stacked roster and how on and off screen their chemistry was, as well as which ex-co-star she had the most chemistry with and was better in bed with.
Who was better in bed?
That is really hard because, like, Brad was like the sort of major chemistry love of your life kind of like at the time, you know?
Despite being married to Ben Affleck for over 4 years, Gwyneth Paltrow splitted some major tea during the episode of Call Her Daddy podcast about ex-fiancé Brad Pitt and ex-boyfriend Ben Affleck. And the Goop founder didn't hold back at all. During a podcast, Gwyneth Paltrow disclosed NSFW details about her ex-lovers. Paltrow was asked about her ex-lovers, Ben Affleck and Brad Pitt, during the interview. In addition, Paltrow recalled how Titanic star Leonardo DiCaprio made a pass at her, but she sank his hopes of finding love with her. The podcast episode covered Paltrow's early career, Brad Pitt, Ben Affleck, and ex-husband Chris Martin, as well as Paltrow's decision to speak out against Harvey Weinstein, among other things. In reminiscence of winning her first Academy Award at 26, Paltrow said she'd been overcoming a lot of the hard parts of her growing up through achieving success. After winning the gold statuette, she struggled with her identity. The amount of attention that you receive on a night like that and the weeks following is so disorienting and frankly really unhealthy, Paltrow added. I remember being treated so badly by the British press when I cried, Paltrow said. Hollywood and the media treated and viewed Paltrow differently after she won the award. The outlets were unaware Paltrow's grandfather was dying from cancer when she attended the event, or that her father, who was also present, was also suffering from all this crazy cancer treatment. In addition, in the early days of the hashtag #MeToo, Paltrow was also among those who spoke out against Harvey Weinstein. As Cooper pointed out, she helped change the industry for the better. She said she was scared because she had grown up watching women who spoke out to be mocked, rejected, and pillared on the town square. She had never seen a model where a woman could speak out and then be rebuked by men. It was the thought of Paltrow's daughter Apple and her future workplace that motivated her to speak out. While Cooper provided insight and serious moments in the episode, he also made sure to dig into a bit of gossip, like Paltrow's romance with her ex-co-stars. As Cooper politely asked Paltrow who was her spirit mate, who drew her attention more when it was in bed, and who she had no problem returning to, he gently put Paltrow in a bind. Aside from dating many actresses, Gwyneth Paltrow also walked down the aisle twice. In 1993, Gwyneth Paltrow and Donovan Leitch dated each other. They reunited in September 2013 after 20 years apart and maintained a strong bond. In 1994, the Golden Globe actress dated the Dead Poets Society actor Robert Sean Leonard. From 94 to 97, Brad Pitt dated Gwyneth Paltrow and got engaged. Despite the engagement, Paltrow quickly found love with Ben Affleck. After marrying Chris Martin in 2003, Paltrow welcomed 2 children, Apple and Moses. She later married Brad Falchuk, her Glee co-star. She has maintained a friendly relationship with all her ex-lovers. When Alice Cooper grills Gwyneth Paltrow on Brad versus Ben, he asks her, who will you get into a fight with more often? Who is more romantic? As for who is better in bed, Paltrow said both Pitt and Affleck were good kissers, but it was really hard to decide between them. The actress said that when asked which of the 2 characters best suited her personality, she chose Brad over Affleck. However, she did mention that Affleck made her laugh more often. Even so, when asked which of the 2 is better in bed, Paltrow stumbles, that's really hard, she admits, because Brad was like the love of your life kind and Ben was like technically excellent. During the interview, the actress also talked candidly about her major love at first sight connection with Pitt. One night we were on the balcony of his house we were renting in this little town in Argentina. She recalled of their proposal back in '96. I wish I remembered exactly what he said, but he proposed. It was fantastic. I was thrilled. We had talked about it, but I was surprised in the moment. I remember that. I must have been 24. Despite the fact that the actress admitted that the breakup was really hard, she still feels it was the right thing to do at the time. In spite of that, the Goop founder remains close to Pitt today. During their last game, Cooper and Gwyneth played the popular F, Marry, Kill game, which included Brad, Ben, and Chris. According to Gwyneth, she would certainly marry Chris Martin since he gave her 2 children, who she considers her dearest possessions. She says that she would do it all over again and hesitantly chose to kill Ben and make love with Brad. And there you have it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.